Yes, since 1996, for 16 years, unbelievably, the Cape Town International Comedy Festival has introduced some of the biggest names in comedy to South Africa, given us an opportunity to laugh, and it feels like it kind of joins the brotherhood of Earth together. We all want a reason to laugh, and we've seen the likes of Jim Jeffries, Jimmy Carr, Russell Peters, and we've loved it. And now the biggest comedy festival is making a comeback, and it's bringing back comedy for every taste, representing every global trend, and some absolute heavyweights in comedy. Joining us to share more on this local and international comedy lineup is one of our local giants, Mel Jones.
That's why you come to me.
Stuart Goldsmith, Alonzo, Bodden, and Sindhuj. Please give them a very warm Expresso welcome this morning.
Yeah, let's clap ourselves.
Yes. Our cameraman tried to give you a rousing welcome. They did well. I think you could try a little bit harder. Mel, you look like you're about to start your first day of school. You're so excited. You're so happy.
I am. Listen, I'm not looking like I started my first day at school, because my first day at school was terrible. Because I wasn't very good at school. Because creatives aren't very good at school. But I'm excited because I don't have to go to school anymore. That's why I'm excited.
But we're not sending that message. If you want to be a successful star comedian like Mel, you have to finish school. You can study it even at school.
No, I did finish school. I mean, but then I got to do what I love. So I got the best of both worlds.
And you still do what you love. You're one of our favorite human beings. We absolutely love you on the show. So thank you so much for coming back. How excited are you to be back on stage with this amazing lineup?
Super excited. I mean, look at these people. They're amazing. They're international. So you don't get to play with the internationals very often. And that's probably why I'm most excited. And I love, because we're doing book club. I'm part of the book club team. So a bunch of females on stage just having a lekker skinner. And there's just so much to be said about local comedy. And then you add a little bit of international spice. And then that just makes the best. I'm obviously hungry because I'm thinking about food.
Well, you're right, we will cook. This is the one advantage of being on a breakfast show is we do make breakfast. Most important question, do any of you know what lekker skinner means?
No idea. I picked up on those. I knew there's this thing I don't know there, and it could be anything, so I don't know.
It's a good old gossip.
A lekker skinner.
A lekker skinner, and you can use that. Do you have to use local stuff when you come to an international festival like this? But Cape Town is like its own little country within South Africa.
Sure.
It's a different world out here. How do you embrace a localized audience?
Well, I think at the end of the day, comedy's about the people who are in the room. It's a very live and visceral sort of thing. So sometimes it helps if you do know a lekker skinner, if you can throw in a little thing like this. Someone said to me yesterday about just now. And so I went on and they explained that just now can mean any time whatsoever. So then I immediately went on stage like 2 minutes later and said, I've got comedians, I'm hosting the show, the UN comedy show. So I said, I've got comedians coming up in the second half of the show just now, which as you know, and I've just learned, means it could be immediately, in a few hours, or whenever the hell I say. So it's nice to know some details, but it's all about the people in the room.
I just learned what just now means right now.
Right now? Will you use it?
Just now I learned what just now means. So, no, I think
Will you use it now
fun.
Or just now?
Just now.
Now's a whole other thing.
I think it's more fun when I say something completely wrong. And they know, like, you're not from here, you don't know any, so I'll make a reference or I'll say something and they just look at you like, what are you talking about? To me, that's fun, because now I got to make that work.
Just for yourself, then?
Yeah, it's fun for me.
Why not?
It's fun for me.
I think it was very easy. I just got on stage and went, yaw.
Yaw.
And everyone was like, yes, she knows us. It was fun. Yaw.
And you do the serene face. I've seen that, the serene face.
She's so serene.
It actually calms everyone down. It actually calms the whole room down.
Not my reputation in my family, but okay, I'll take it.
I just have visions of you coming onto stage and just standing there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, she doesn't walk, she glides. No. Her legs don't move at all, she just zooms like something off Doctor Who.
I'm trying to think of it. I didn't actually see you walk into studio. You were just on the couch.
No, you have powers.
Apparently, but I'll take it. This is so much positive talk early in the morning. Please keep it coming. Don't stop now. I think if you told my husband that I was serene and made people calm, he'd be like, are we talking about the same woman? But anyway.
We love the energy that a collaborative effort, because it becomes a collaboration. Even if you're out there doing your own thing, you're still part of a festival environment. Maybe, V, I can put that to you, that the vibe you've been in, Edinburgh Festival, you tend to like this kind of collaborative space. What does it offer you that a kind of standalone stand-up doesn't? Why is it so cool to do a festival like this?
I think the single biggest thing is that you're with other comedians and there's a certain energy constantly, because everyone is either done a bit, or they're doing their show, or they're part of a build. So there's this constant...
sort of complaining energy.
That too. But also there's a kind of a camaraderie. Like when you come off of a bad gig, you can just come right into your people and talk about it. And they'll all blame the audience. Obviously, it's always their fault.
I was going to ask, what's it like to have a bad gig?
You don't even know what that is.
You'll find out
I've
just
heard
now.
about it.
That's where Sindhuj developed the serene face. It's just
No, I think it's wonderful to be with other comics. And also, I find that during festivals, audiences are particularly primed. They're there to watch comedy.
Yeah.
It's very, very different than just going to a club on a Friday where someone's on a date and they don't even know why you're on stage talking.
Rev them up, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. I feel very lucky. And to have a festival in a place you've never been to, I've never been to South Africa. Cape Town is great. It's, yeah, I mean, you're safe because all your comic friends are there. And then you're like, oh, let's go do something. I don't know, are we going to see sharks?
Yeah, if we can fit them in amongst the
Yeah.
early morning
We
TV
might do some
stuff.
dance.
I don't even
Do you have a shark?
Sharks?
Yes, we have a pet shark and an elephant and a lion, as everyone does.
No, but I
Great.
just think, you know, when you're out here, you do other stuff that you wouldn't otherwise do, and then you come home to your comedy people and you do your comedy. Great.
Lastly, I'll ask you, Alonzo, do you have to study a place that you're going to for something like this? When you say you like to be different, and I think
No.
your
I
voice.
pick it up walking around. I love walking around a city when I get there because you can kind of just pick up a vibe of the people. I like to read local news and see if there's anything going on in that city that I can talk about
there's
or
a
that I
lot
can.
going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But you know, coming from the U.S., it's kind of like I have to explain our stupidity before I go into anyone else's. But I like to pick it up there, looking at from the outside, looking in, or looking at a historic thing about the city. That doesn't do it for me. I want to see the people, talk to the people. You know, I love going to a mall. A mall is like the modern town square where you just see
Where
all
all the
types of
Get the
people.
All the village
Test,
idiots
yeah.
come
Yeah,
out.
they all collide. Like all the, you know, the different people of a city, they collide at the mall where they're shopping and stuff like that. So that's how I like to pick it up.
I'm sure you're going to find with great relish that the American stupidity matches the South African stupidity. There's a bit of a global trend at the moment. You're going to love it. We love having you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us, because I know you all kind of live nocturnally, so to get up for a breakfast show is quite special.
Thank you. That's very
we
I
do
very appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
I'm going to
Cry
say,
as you say that.
we are trained to do this. I think we all do, because you always do morning press. So as a comedian, you're like, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to be funny for 2 hours, then I'm going back to sleep, and then I'm going to get up at night and be funny again. You know,
Look,
that
our show is 3 hours long. Please warn
No,
me.
no, but you're only getting two. You're only getting two.
And Stuart, you pick up the baton. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. You're going to stick around all morning. We've got a lot more time with our comedians. A little bit later on, we're going to delve a bit deeper into what it is that they do back in their respective comedy communities and countries. And if you want to catch them live in action in Mzansi, of course, at the Cape Town International Comedy Festival, it's going down at the Artscape Theatre. You can check out all of the shows on the lineup and pick the ones that you want to go to. CapetownComedyFestival.com is where you can find all the information, and you can book your tickets right now at webtickets.co.za.